what is your take as a longstanding Republican, someone who's worked on Capitol Hill for many years and at IRI? What is your take on Trump right now with the tariffs? And there's a lot of speculation that he may actually have overreached, that his policies are going to boomerang on him. Washington Post today has a story. They go to Lehigh, Pennsylvania, which voted for Trump. And now you're starting to see a few cracks in his coalition. It's not, an earthquake or anything, but there are, murmurings of insecurity or even discontent with where he's headed. I'm wondering, what do you think?
Well, I think it's important to remember, and I don't think people fully appreciate this, but the political parties in the United States, the Democratic Party and its infrastructure, and the Republican Party and its infrastructure are very weak. Very, very, very weak. We don't have to go through all of that and why, but they're very weak. The Republican Party is not the party of Reagan. I think we all realize that, but it just really bears noting it is not. It is a on the right, populist, government pushed centric organism, shall we say. And, but I think Donald Trump, he's going to struggle in one sense that the reason he won was the economy. He beat Joe Biden on concerns about inflation. That was it. And right now he is playing in the space of trying to radically, and he is radical here, reshape the sort of economic system that the United States has thrived in the world. And there are going to be impacts. He has said it himself. And I think he is so committed to that vision that he has. It may not be one I subscribe to, but I mean, it's not like he's been very vocal about his views on tariffs. He's been exceptionally vocal on it. He is willing to see pain. He said it repeatedly to get to what he believes will be a stronger America. Now, I tend to be somewhat of a radical myself when it comes to taxes and growth policies. I don't like government telling me what kind of car I can or cannot buy, what kind of television. They use national security justifications to protect America's movie industry. I don't like any of this. But, when it comes to these Trump voters, here's the thing. The man is going to be in office for another, 3 years, 3.5 years. And so he's got a lot of time to do a lot of things. And he's got a very strong theory of the case that through the executive, he can do it. And so he's going to. And, for some of these pockets of people in parts of this Trump coalition, parts of Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, et cetera, we'll see if they're going to blame him. For now, I think most of his voters are going to give him a pass and see. But we also have to remember that despite Donald Trump's very historic election, and it was historic, he really didn't win by that huge of a gap. We don't have blowout elections in this country, and we haven't had them for a long time.
Which is another issue, right?
In
We'd
what
be
sense?
better off if we did. Because there's no real majority for anything anymore, is there?
No, but the way our political system is with primaries, if you're running for re-election in 2026, you're in a place where you've got to go through a primary, and those are Trump voters. It's an off year, a midterm year. It is going to be the most diehard that come out in a primary. The sort of less invested in the political system types usually just come out in presidentials. So for anyone who is running, who does on the Republican side, they always have to go through Trump voters in a primary system. And then they're going to have to pivot back to run and win in a general. So he has an ironclad control over this Republican Party. And, no one should underestimate that. So to understand, he is that transformative figure. And I think for anyone who is running or looking at our political system. Many Europeans who say, well, look at these tariffs, this is hurting people. At the end of the day, Trump's voting base, they love him, they support him, and they will, for the foreseeable future, continue to. And that makes Republican politicians who are running again in 2026, it's the whole House of Representatives and a big group of Republicans up in the Senate. It's going to make it very difficult for all of them to navigate this. But I mean, it's early on. Donald Trump says we should wait and see. I think I already know it's not going to be good for working class voters because many of these tariffs are on goods that we're never going to make in America, or if we do, they're going to cost a lot of money. So for working class people, and a lot of them are not real active voters, they are going to pay the price for this. But Donald Trump understands that and says it's worth the price.